Boys and girls, it's your boy Young King Cookson here today with a very, very big smile on my face due to footy going ahead. We've got young Drewzy here for a Drewzy Thursday. We thought coronavirus was going to take over the season there for a second, but Drewzy Thursday continues, and this week we've got our tips for the week. This is, you know, if you want to make some money, if you're in a tipping competition, listen to this, even though it's going to be two different opinions, and you will win if you listen to one of us.
Cookson. Cookson is the tip master, aren't you?
I'm not bad at tips, I'm going to be honest, but I'm not held accountable if you get it wrong. Drewzy, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good. Happy that the season's going ahead, obviously. I was a bit scared. Even if it gets cancelled in round 2, I want to see one round at least so we can see where everyone's at, you know? Obviously, it's not going to be much to go off, but it's going to be something to go off. So I'm keen to watch some competitive Australian League football.
You haven't got the Rona yet?
Nah, mate. Still healthy, I think. Although I was on a train packed with about 200 people in my carriage yesterday.
Oh, mad. You've got it, bro. How mad is that?
Probably. At least I'll get some clickbait clout. But
without further ado, the game on tonight, probably in a few hours when this comes out, is Richmond v Carlton. Massive clash, usually a sellout. The typical first game of the round. And yeah, there's going to be no fans. Alright, Drewzy, who you got winning this one?
Richmond by 52 points, I reckon. Blowout, Richmond, easy money. Outclass the young boys. As you said, I think the young boys of Carlton will come out firing, ready to eat up the premiership defending Tigers, and they're just going to run out of legs, and just the class of Richmond's just going to be better. Too much quality in that Richmond side for Carlton.
I agree with the score. I think Richmond are going to win by 10 goals plus. I think if it was a crowd of 90,000, the Carlton young boys would show up for the first quarter, but I think they're just going to struggle. I think Richmond are just going to come out, and it's basically going to be a training drill for them. I think just no crowd, they'll just do their business. I think, the better team wins. Richmond, show no signs of premiership hangover. So we go, we're on the same page here. Friday night, we've got the Doggies versus the Pies, and just one quick thing to say about this game. Young Tyler Brown, the brother of Cal Brown, making his debut. Get the fuck around. Yeah, give him a clap. Yeah, Tyler. That a boy.
Love the Browns.
Get the fuck around it. That being said, I think the Doggies are going to win. Good young team. Collingwood will start the season slow. Despite Tyler having 55 touches and 3 goals. I think the Dogs are going to win. Johanneson's going to have a really good year. Their midfield's firing. Bont's going to win the Brownlow. And the Pies will still finish higher on them than the ladder on them. Whatever. Alright, what do you think?
I reckon the Pies. I think they're a better team than the Western Bulldogs. So I think they will beat the Western Bulldogs. But I think it'll be a close game. Their midfields match up pretty well. So I'll say the Pies by 18 points.
I think the Pies are a better team as well, but I don't know. I just think there's been a bit of a wacky week, and I think the Dogs are probably the most fired up team of the comp at the moment. I don't know, there's a bit of hype around them. And I reckon the Dogs will win by like 10 points. I think it'll be close to the game of the round. Round 3, we have your Docker boys over here in Melbourne against injury-ridden Bombers. What do you reckon is going to happen?
We're pretty injury-ridden as well, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah. Well, our 2 main backmen are out.
So is Ryan not playing?
No, well, Hamling and Pearce. Maybe Luke Ryan, but we'll see. But regardless, I think the Dockers will win quite comfortably. I think our list is very underrated, and we're going to show everyone what we're about in the first game of the season, stamping a statement, going over to Marvel, doing our business, and showing the league what we're about. I'm saying Dockers by 40.
I think you're, I don't know about 40, but I think the Dockers are going to get it done. Who are the key backs that will be playing for the Dockers?
So I think Brendan Cox has gone into the back line, Tay Dooman, Ethan Hughes, if Luke Ryan plays. Griffin Logue is the main back now. He's had a big pre-season, done really well in both of the March games. Like, he pretty much shut down Josh Kennedy in the game against West Coast. So yeah, he's probably our key back, and I think we'll outclass the Bombers, to be honest. Yeah, despite having your 2 best key backmen out, looks like you can cover it pretty well, because as a collective, I think the Dockers probably do have one of the stronger backlines in the league, and I think you're an advocate for that. I am, big advocate for that.
I think despite Dev Smith's best efforts, I think this one's going to be probably a 2 or 3 goal game. I think, the Dockers, it'll be sort of a bit of tug of war all game, and then the Dockers might just break away with some Fife magic or Sonny Walters magic, or something like that's going to happen. But I think with no crowd, that's going to make it even harder for the Bombers as well. So I got the Dockers by, let's say, 15. 4:30 on a Saturday afternoon is Adelaide at Adelaide Oval against the Sydney Swans. young Drewz. Who we got?
This is a tight one. I like both teams. Both teams I could see pushing top 8, but I could also see them struggling this season. Yeah, but I'm going to go Crows. I'm going to tip the Crows. Just for your boy, Rory Sloane.
Yes, we love Sloaney. We love him.
We love Sloaney. Yeah, Adelaide still have so much quality from that grand final side. So, new coach, obviously refreshed. I reckon Crows will win that comfortably by 38 points, I'll say.
I think, yeah, you're right with both teams. I could see both these teams finishing bottom 4. I could also see them both pushing top 4. Like, they're both really strong clubs that usually produce pretty well, and it's rare that they're both pretty low. So, yeah, and obviously talent through both lists. I think Adelaide, yeah, are going to win for the new coach. Rory Sloane, first match as sole skipper. Yeah, I think, yeah, he'll set the tone. Hopefully he has a fully fit season. But then again, Sydney, well, Buddy's out, but when they get Buddy back, and they've still got Parker, Kennedy, they've got good players. They've got a lot of youth as well. But yeah, I think Adelaide will win this one in a reasonably good game. Just a pretty good defensive game of football, I reckon.
You mean boring as batshit?
But yeah, I got the Crows at Adelaide Oval as well with their fans. Yeah. There's no fans at the game. Oh, next we have the Giants and the Catters at Giants Stadium. Josephine, who you got?
Look, I think Geelong will do well this season. But you know, there's just always those off games that top teams have when they just get pumped. I just see the Giants just doing that to the Cats. I just see like an absolute blowout and then like a meltdown at Geelong. And then they'll come back after the season gets suspended and they'll just hit the ground running. But yeah, for this game, I reckon Giants will just smash the Cats at Giants Stadium.
Yeah, I've got that sort of feeling as well. I think the Cats didn't really, I don't know if it wasn't them taking Marsh seriously. They didn't really perform. I don't know if it was, yeah, they're sort of just like, oh, we'll just rock up for the season. And they might still do that. I can't see them dropping out of the top 8. They finished top of the ladder last year. Can't see that happening again either. But I reckon they're definitely 8 to 5, somewhere in there. But yeah, I think Giants are very hungry. They dominated the fuck out of Sydney in one of the Marsh games. It was like a 100-point win or something. And I think losing the grand final, they're going to have that hunger in their belly. They're younger. I reckon their midfielders are going to kick a lot of goals this year. Between like Taranto, who's out for a bit, but Canelio, Kelly, Hopper, I reckon they're going to kick a lot of goals. And yeah, Nick Haynes, All-Australian. I think the Giants are going to pump the fooker out of the Cats.
Something I've just thought of. Do you reckon the Giants are sort of just at the beginning of their prime as a club, and Geelong are sort of on the outskirts, exiting the prime of their finals sort of hopes? They're like premiership race sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Well, it is a weird one, yeah, because Geelong do have an ageing side with, obviously, like Dangerfield's in his prime now, but then you look Selwood, Ablett, like 5 years ago, a midfield of Dangerfield, Selwood, Ablett is super scary, and it's just not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Losing Tim Kelly hurts.
Exactly.
But I don't know, Geelong are they're a pretty impressive club. They always draft well, recruit well. I wouldn't be surprised if they made finals for the next 5 years. They're the Perth Wildcats of the AFL sort of thing.
Yeah, literally.
But no, yeah, the Giants. I think the Giants, yeah, are about to really hit their straps, and wouldn't be surprised if they win, a couple of flags in a row. So we both go on the Giants. The Gold Coast Suns at Metricon. The young Gold Coast Suns at Metricon playing the Port Adelaide Power for Anthony the Pair. Who you got?
Pick up the Pair. I don't know who I have in this one. Hey, I think I tipped Gold Coast, but I'm sitting on the fence really hard.
This is a tough one. A round 1 match for this one is real tough.
I'm gonna put my money on Gold Coast. I'm gonna go stick to my guns. Sorry to the Pair. I was very impressed by the performance of the Suns against Geelong in the Marsh series. Looked like a very cohesive, close-knit side, all on the same wavelength. And when you look at that Port side, they look a bit stagnant, sort of Ross Lyon, Brad Scott vibes with Hinkley for me. So I just see, yeah, maybe Gold Coast making a bit of a shift and being competitive and beating the Power in the first game of the season.
Yeah, I've got that same vibe about the Suns that they seem like, yeah, all the young fellas, they seem like they mesh pretty well, and it's all, a couple of, youngsters that know Suns get ripped, and it's like they're all like on a mission to do good together. So I'm sort of on you with that, and I think the Suns could win this. Like, I actually think this is a danger game for Port Adelaide, despite me thinking I think Port Adelaide are actually going to be a pretty good team this year, which a lot of people are saying, that they're going to be on the low, but I think they're a top 8 team. And I think they'll win this one, but I think it's going to be tough. I think the Suns are going to compete all year, despite I think they're going to be pretty low on the ladder still. But yeah, I think the the Power win in a pretty good game. My boys, the Roos, kick off Sunday footy at Marvel with a packed house. Saints Roos, this is just about going to be a normal crowd for these blokes. Young Drewz, who you got? Who you got?
This is going to be a very tight, tussly matchup all game, I reckon. I'm going to see it being very contested and just rubbing heads the whole game. I see it going down to the wire, but oh, it's a real tough one. You lock in your answer first, and I'll have a think about it because I'm not sure. I'm still sitting on the fence with this one.
I've had many a message from Saints fans telling me that they're hoping, for my sake, that coronavirus stops the league because they're going to pump the crap out of us. I don't think it's true. I'm not feeling the vibe, the hype on the Saints. I do like the Saints. Yeah, no, I think the Roos are so bad round one. Like, we always lose round one. Like I said this to you the other day. I think since like I can't, it's maybe like one or two round one wins in like the last 10 years for us. Like we're shocking round one, but I think it's a new dawn, a new era under Reece Shaw, and I think we're going to play a good brand of footy. I think this year team's going to have to be good to beat us. I don't think we're going to beat ourselves this year. So I'm going to back the Roos in. I'm going to say we're going to win by 4 goals. I think it'll be a close game, but I think we're going to show a bit of class, and yeah. The Saints might show that they're a better team than us by the end of the year, but I think we're going to start off better.
I trust your judgment. I'll go the Roos as well.
Yeah, love that. Love it. 3:20 at the MCG is Hawthorn versus Brisbane. A couple of years ago, you would have thought, you would have prayed for the Brisbane Lions here, but it's a new sort of era of football, and Brisbane probably go in the favourites, I would think. But yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
There's quite a few good games this weekend, isn't there?
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Well, because it's round one as well. It's like every team has hype.
I'm on the same page with you as in terms of the Lions. I think last year was a bit higher than they should have finished. It didn't truly show what they were sort of capable of. I think they were a bit lower, if that makes sense. They got kicked out in straight sets in the finals. Hawthorn have Tom Mitchell back, don't they? Although Lachie Neale is about as good as Tom Mitchell. Lions are my second favourite team. I'll lock in the Lions. But I think it'll be, I could see either way getting pumped. Yeah.
I don't even know, seriously. I think the Lions are gonna go down a little bit. I know it sounds dumb, but I think Luke Hodge retiring, I don't know, just something about having Luke Hodge in your back line lifts you. Obviously him retiring, I think, makes it a bit of a downer. People seem to think it doesn't matter, but I think the Lions are going to go down a little bit this year, and I think they're obviously they're on the right direction. They're going to probably win a flag in a few years, but at the moment I don't think they're quite ready. I think they're going to have a worse season than last year, and despite me saying that I think if North Melbourne don't finish higher than Hawthorn, I'll get a tattoo of it on my ass. I'm actually I'm pretty high on the Hawks. I actually think they're going to be alright this year. The last couple of games they played really good last year, and getting their best player back helps. So I think the Hawks are going to win this one, but I think it's going to be a really good game. The last game of the round is the Mighty Demons, young Kados' team, versus the Weagles. So this is going to be a really telling. This will tell more about the D's this game than it will the Eagles, I think. So what do you think?
Well, you'd be gutted as an Eagle if you lost this game, I think. Well, they have so much hype around them. Although they lost both of their Marshall games.
Yeah, and what I'm saying about the Eagles is I think I just genuinely believe in that team. I think they're going to be good regardless. I think even if they lose to the D's by 40 points, I don't think that's going to say too much about the Eagles. I think you're going to have to wait. In a 17-round season, it might mean a bit more, but I think we'll have to wait until 3 or 4 games in to see how good or how not good the Eagles are. But I think it means a lot more to the D's this game. But what's your tip?
I'll go the Eagles. I think they're way too solid. Each line they have is just ridiculous. That midfield, Gaff, Shuey, Tim Kelly, Chuck Yo in there.
There's not really a weak spot in their whole team, is there?
Not at all. Got Jeddah, Buddy Hearn. In the back line, it's just there's not a weak spot. Obviously, Josh Kennedy flying around. Yeah. Darling, their whole team is so solid.
Literally,
I don't see the D's cracking that.
I agree with you, but I think just because it's round one, and I think the D's, with that Doco, and I think the D's, it means so much to them this first round. Yeah. And I think playing without the fans is going to obviously help them. And I think despite the Eagles clearly being a better team than Melbourne, I think this means a lot to Melbourne, and this might be one of their biggest scalps of the year. And I think the D's are going to win. I think the D's are going to win, which is the D's winning in Perth against the Eagles, who I believe are the best team in the comp. Sounds mad, but yeah, I think the D's gonna have a massive upset, and it'll kick the Eagles into gear, and they'll go on to win the flag.
That'd be huge.
That's all from me and Young Drewz. Everybody, thank you for watching. Drop a sub to me and Young Drewzy. You'll be on the title screen in about 5 seconds. Let us know your tips in the comment below. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the game tonight. Me and Caden are live streaming over on Caden's channel, so make sure to go over and check that out. Come say hi. Goodbye.
See you later, alligator.
Bye.
It's just like a subway train that